Are we rolling? Yes, we are. What's up, guys? It's McKinley, Crain here today. I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free movie review of the movie that I watched a little over a week ago, which was the 2002 action drama. Can also be considered a thriller, which is Phone Booth. So this movie was directed by Joel Schumacher. And I didn't know that until after I watched the movie. I didn't find that out until the credits, and I was surprised. Joel Schumacher, rest in peace, by the way, didn't always really have the best, film career, if you know what I mean. Like, he made a lot of, hated films, but, this was not one of them. And this movie wasn't bad at all. In fact, in my opinion, it's perfect. It's a perfect movie. And it was way better than I expected it to be. I expected it to be great, but I didn't expect it to be perfect. It exceeded my expectations. Anyway, this movie stars Colin Farrell as Stu, who was apparently a maybe late 20s or early 30s, kind of movie contractor or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he does. He's not I know he's not an actor, but he does something that has to do with the film industry or whatever. And so one day when he's just around a phone booth or whatever, he gets a call, and it's a call from a stranger. And this stranger seems to know a lot about him. And this stranger won't let him get off of the phone and won't leave him alone. This stranger will legit not let him, get off the phone at all. This stranger claims to literally be somewhere close and to have a sniper literally pointing at Stu's chest. And the stranger also claims that, if Stu doesn't do exactly what he wants, he'll legit just kill him and kill his loved ones and stuff. And this is a really fun ride. The acting is perfect. The action in this movie is perfect. The dialogue in this movie is perfect. This is a very thrilling film that you really can't stop watching. It's like an addictive movie. You just want to know what happens next. It's a really fun film. There are lots of twists and turns in this movie, and they're all great, and they're all smart. And the stranger in this movie is great. His dialogue is great. Just everything he does is so smart, if you know what I mean. He's like an evil genius. Well, he is an evil genius. And he's a perfect villain. He's a fantastic villain. And his voice is just so you can remember it. It's so unforgettable. And it sticks with you. And the villain is just awesome, and the villain is intimidating. The villain is the stranger on the phone, and the villain is intimidating, and I can't tell you who the villain really is, because that'd be a spoiler, and this is a spoiler-free review. But, this movie is awesome, and, Stu is great. Colin Farrell gives a perfect performance as Stu, too. He gives a very convincing performance. Stu is a very, flawed but lovable character. You kind of feel like you're in his shoes while watching the movie, if you know what I mean. And that benefits the movie in this case. This movie it's it's just so smartly, cleverly written, and like, you know, just it's just such a it's just so smart. It's such a cleverly written movie. I mean, just, you know, it feels like, you know, you can tell that, like, you know, the writers of this movie know what they're doing. And, you know, the movie is so confident. Like, you know, you can tell that it knows what it is, it knows what it's trying to accomplish, and it kind of knows what you're thinking too, what the viewer of the movie is thinking too. And it's just a perfect movie, and it's awesome. It's awesome. It's like, it's definitely my favorite Joel Schumacher film. Um, it's one of my favorite movies of the year 2002. It's just a perfect movie. It's awesome. It's just, it feels like so smart and like so like creatively used, like creatively made. Like, the premise is genius, and, you know, so many other movies have tried to copy it, have tried to copy this premise, and the whole like, you know, bad guy, like the whole like villain talking to the hero and intimidating the hero on the phone thing wasn't really started by this movie. It had been around way longer than before that, but I feel like this movie kind of like, you know, just expanded upon it, and just like, you know, just expanded upon that idea, and perf- just just made it into like, just used it in like a super creative and smart way. And you know, I was surprised that this was directed by Joel Schumacher when the credits started rolling. I was surprised because, you know, it you know, I had seen Joel Schumacher films before, and it didn't seem like it was directed by him at all. It was way different than, like, you know, the style of his other movies, and that's a good thing in this case. You know, this movie feels super smart and, like, you know, super dark, and it can be super dark and super shocking, and really exciting, and it's all in a good way. You know, it benefits the movie, and, you know, it's a very thrilling film, and it makes you think. It's the kind of film that makes you think. And the ending was perfect too. Everything in this movie is perfect. Anyway, I'm going to give this movie a 100% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A+. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.